Good morning, students. In the previous video, we discussed up to the question number 28. So last question is 28 it was discussed in the previous video. So the next question is question number 29. Sliding filament theory was given by. So sliding filament theory was explained by the scientist is called as the Andrew Huxley and Ralph Niedergerg and Hugh Huxley and Gene Hansen. So they are explained the sliding filament theory. So the correct answer is the A.F. Huxley and H.E. Huxley. A.F. means Andrew Huxley. H.E. Huxley means it is an Hugh H-U-G-H Hugh Huxley. Both they explain the sliding filament theory. What is the sliding filament theory? According to the sliding filament theory, the thin filaments are in the myofibril. If you consider this is called as the myofibril, means this is called as the thick filament. The thin filaments are sliding over the thick filaments during the contraction and relaxation. That is called as the sliding filament theory. Thin filaments is overlapping or sliding over the thick filament. That is called as the sliding filament theory. This is explained by the A.F. Huxley and H.E. Huxley. So question number 30. Which ion binds with the troponin during the muscle contraction? Bicarbonate, calcium, chlorine, then sodium ions. So in the sliding, which one? During the contraction of the muscle, it will require the calcium. So the calcium is stored in the sarcoplasmic reticulum. So here the calcium ion is absorbed by the one of the troponin protein. Observe here, this is the diagram of it is in a thin filament, that is called as the actin filament. In the actin filament, this is called as the F-actin filament. This is called as the tropomyosin protein. This is called as the troponin protein. The troponin proteins having the three globular proteins. One is active towards the ADP. Look at here. Look at the diagram. One globular protein is active towards the F-actin. Another one is responding to the tropomyosin. Another one is absorption of the calcium. Here, in the calcium is stored in the outermost layer of it is in a muscle fiber. This is called as the muscle fiber, right? The outer surface of the muscle fiber is in a sarcolemma. This sarcolemma, it is covered with a endoplasmic reticulum, that is called as the sarcoplasmic reticulum. This sarcoplasmic reticulum storage of the calcium ions. When the nerve ending, that means neuron, that is called as the motor neuron, sending the messages from the brain to the muscle fiber. This is called as the neuromuscular junction. The nerve ending sending the messages to the outermost layer of the muscle fiber in the form of a granules. That is the neurotransmitter granules form. When the messages reaches to the sarcoplasmic reticulum, this sarcoplasmic reticulum which releases all the calcium ion into the inside the muscle fiber. When all the calcium enters inside the muscle fiber, in the muscle fiber contain the many number of the myofibrils. In the myofibril, presence of the thin and the thick filament. In the thin filament, presence of a three globular proteins, that is called as the troponin proteins, as we observed in the diagram. Look at here. This is called as the enlarged view of the thin filament. That means this thin filament is, when we enlarge, looks like this. So here this thin filament, it is made up of the three proteins. One is called as the tropomyosin protein. This is called as the F-actin protein. This is called as the troponin. One of the troponin absorbs the calcium. That means Which ion binds with the troponin during the muscle contraction means calcium. When the calcium is absorbed, these three proteins it will shifted their place in the forward direction. When the shifted their place, tropomyosin protein which slightly moves away from the effectin and active sites are open. See the next question, question number 31. Choose the wrong matched options. Frontal bone 1, parietal bone 2 in number, temporal bone 1 is number, then sphenoid bone it is 1 in number. So which one is the wrong matched? Here the wrong matched is it is a temporal bone. Temporal bone is 2 in number. So in the cranium there is the presence of the 8 number of the bones. What are the 8 number of bones? We are explained in the while explaining of the theory, right? One is called as the 1 frontal bone, formation of the forehead, then 2 parietal bones, formation of the roof of the cranium, then 2 number of the temporal bones, formation of the lateral wall, 1 occipital bone, formation of the posterior wall, 1 sphenoid bone, 1 ethmoid bone. So here the temporal bone they given the 1 in number, temporal bones are 2 in number. So this is the wrong statement. Question number 32. In the question number 32, each human limb is made up of 60 bones, 50 bones, 40 bones, 30 bones. So each human limb containing the 30 number of the bones. Suppose example, if you take the 4 limb, that is called as the hand. In the hand, how many bones are present? 30 bones are present. One bone is called as the humerus bone. Then it will formation of the upper arm in the hand. So 2 number of the bones present in the forearm. One is called as the tibia. One is called as the ulna. Another one is called as the radius. Then 8 number of the carpels are present. 5 number of the metacarpals are present. So 14 number of the phalanges. Totally presence of the 30 number of the bones. So which is the correct answer? Fourth option. So next question, question number 33. Breastbone is also called as it is in a sternum or true ribs or also known as the false ribs or axis vertebrae. So here the breastbone is sternum. That is the sternum is it is in a flattened bone. It is present in the anterior region of the thoracic cage. Thoracic cage. Look at here. This is called as the sternum. This one. This is called as the collarbone. First one here. This is called as the sternum. So the sternum is called as the it is in a commonly known as it is in a breastbone. So move on to the next question. Look at it. Question number 34. Skeletal system consists of one bone and cartilage. First option, bones and cartilage. Second statement, brain only. Only bones. Fourth option, only cartilage. So skeletal system consists of a bones and cartilage. So bones terminal ends are covered with the cartilage, which cartilage avoids the friction between the one bone to the another bone. So question number 35, which one is the answer? First one. Question number 35, our vertebral column is formed by the 26 serially arranged units called vertebrae, 27 serially arranged units called as vertebrae, 37 serially arranged units called vertebrae. So 35 serially arranged units called as it is in a vertebrae. So here if you observed in the vertebral column it contains the 26 number of the bones are present. How many bones? 26. If you consider based on the fusion of the bones, here the presence of the 33 number of the bones. Look at here in the diagram. So this is called as the vertebral column. In the vertebral column, in the neck region, presence of a 7 number of the bones. Neck region contain the 7 number of bones, that is called as the typical cervical vertebra. Where? In the neck region, typical cervical vertebra. How many bones are present in the neck region? In the neck region, presence of a 7 bones. Out of 7 bone, first bone is called as the, it is in a axis. First bone is called as the radius. Second bone is called as the, it is in a axis. Okay, this is the cervical vertebrae, neck region. In thoracic vertebrae, presence of the 12 number of the bones, that is called as, it is in a thoracic vertebrae. Next one, the lumbar region, presence of the 5. Then sacral region, presence of the 5. Then coccyx bone, that is called as the tailbone, presence of the 4 number. So here sacral region, 5 number of the bones are unite and gives rise to the considered as single bone. Coccygeal bone, these are the 4 bones or it is fused, that is commonly known as the tailbone. If we consider sacrum is 1, coccyx bone is 1, then total number of the bones is 26 number of bones are present in the vertebral column. Suppose if we consider sacrum is separate, that is the 5 bones are fused, coccyx containing the 4 bones are fused, that is the 33 number of the bones. So according to NCERT, there is the presence of the 26 number of bones because of sacrum contain the all the 5 bones are fused, hence considered as the single bone. Look at here, in the NCERT only they given the 26 number of serially arranged units. Here in the vertebral column, in between the one vertebra to the another vertebra, that means one bone to the adjacent bone, presence of a intervertebral disc, that is called as the cartilage. Due to the presence of a intervertebral disc, else in the flexibility of the backbone takes place. That means the backbone is, it is bending to the front forward, that is the front side, or even in the backward direction. So which is the correct answer? So the correct answer is, it is a first statement. So next question, move on to the 36th question. 36. Bones of the limbs along with their girdles constitute the appendicular skeletal system, axial skeletal system, apex skeletal system, then axis skeletal system. So this is considered as appendicular skeletal system. So entire skeletal system we are differentiated into the 2 parts. One is called as the, it is an axial skeletal system. One is the axial skeletal. In the axial skeletal, what are the components are present? In the axial skeletal system, the one is called as the skull. Skull means both cranium and facial bones. Next one is called as the vertebral column. Then another one is called as the sternum. Another one is called as the ribs. Another one is called as the, it is an hyoid bone. These collectively called as axial skeletal system. Axial skeletal system, these. So appendicular skeletal system means, in the appendicular skeletal system, it containing the following parts. One is called as the girdles. Another one is called as the limbs. What are the girdles? Girdles are 2 types. One is called as the, it is a pectoral girdle. Another one is called as the pelvic girdle. In pectoral girdle, two bones are formed. One is called as the collarbone. One is called as the collarbone, commonly known as it is the clavicle. Collarbone or clavicle. Another one is called as the scapula. Both collarbone and scapula collectively called as the pectoral girdle. So pelvic girdle means this is commonly known as the it is a hip bone. Hip bone. This pelvic girdle is formed due to the fusion of the three bones. One is called as the it is an iliac bone. Iliac bone. Another one is called as the ischemic bone. Another one is called as the pubic bone. Due to fusion of a three bones, formation of the pelvic girdle. This is also known as one more name, innominate bone. Innominate bone. In the limbs are two types. One is called as the it is in the four limbs. Another one is called as the it is in the hind limb. So these collectively called as it is an appendicular skeletal system. Girdles, that is pectoral and pelvic girdle. Another one is called as the forelimb and hind limbs. So which is the correct answer? The bones in the limbs along with their girdles constitutes the appendicular skeletal system. So move on to the next question. Question number 37. So intervertebral disc is found in the vertebral column of birds, reptiles, mammals, then amphibians. So intervertebral disc is commonly observed in the mammals. What is intervertebral disc? In between the one bone to the adjacent bone, in the backbone. In the backbone, how many number of bones are present? In the backbone, presence of the 26 number of the bones. In between the one bone to the adjacent bone, the presence of a cartilaginous tissue. This cartilaginous tissue is called as intervertebral disc. Inter means in between. Vertebral means in between the vertebral column, presence of a disc, that is called as the intervertebral disc. This intervertebral disc acts as the cushion-like structure in order to absorb the shock absorbers during the jumping, or it may be the compression of the one bone to the another bone. So that is the intervertebral disc. This intervertebral disc even helps to the flexibility to the vertebral column. That means moves in all the direction. So which is the answer? Mammals. Human skeletal system consists of 200 bones, 300 bones, 206 bones, then 250 bones. So in the human skeletal system contain the totally 206 bones are present. Total number of the bones is 206 bones are present. The longest bone is called as the femur bone, commonly present in the hind limb, that is called as the leg. The thigh bone, commonly they call it as the thigh bone, that is the femur bone is the longest bone. The shortest bone is present in the ear bone. In the ear, three bones are present. In the middle ear, one is called as the it is in the malleus. Another one is called as the incus bone. Another one is called as the stapes. So malleus is it is in a hammer shape. Hammer shape. Incus is third one is called as the it is in a stapes. Look at here. This malleus is it is in a hammer shape. This is irregular little bit. Stapes or it is in a horse shoe shaped structure. So here the shortest bone is called as the malleus, that is called as the commonly known as ear ossicle. Ossicle means bone. Ear means in the middle ear presence of a bone, hence they call it as the ear ossicle, ear bone. The strongest bone, that is called as the hardest bone, is called as the cranium bone. Cranium contain the bones is called as the hardest bone. Clear? So here in the human skeletal system presence of the 206 number of the bones. First vertebrae in humans is called as axis, then another one is called as the atlas, another one is called as the lumbar, another one is called as the cervical vertebrae. So here the first bone is called as the axis bone. The first one is called as it is an axis bone. So second one is called as the it is an atlas bone. Okay. This is the first bones present in the neck region, cervical vertebra. First one is the axis, another one is called as the atlas. So we discussed here in the question number 35. So just make a small changes. The first bone is called as the axis, second bone is called as the it is an atlas bone. So cartilage has a slightly flexible matrix, that is the pliable matrix, due to the chondroitin salts, osteoblasts, chondroclast. Another one is called as the it is an osteoclast. So here cartilage is made up of the chondroitin, that is called as the chondroitin salts are present. So this is helps in the it is in a cushion like structure. So move on to the next question. Question number 41. Bones of pectoral and pelvic girdles helps in the articulation with upper limb, lower limb, both 1 and 2, and none of these. Bones of the pectoral girdle, which articulation with the forelimb. So bones of the pelvic girdle, it will help in the articulation with the it is in a lower limb. Look at here. This is called as the it is in a pectoral girdle. This is called as the clavicle or collar bone. This is called as the scapula, commonly known as the shoulder bone. Scapula is shoulder bone. This helps in the articulation with the skeletal system of a forelimb at the glenoid cavity. Here the cavity is called as the glenoid cavity. In the pelvic girdle, this is called as the pelvic girdle. Pelvic girdle is formed due to the fusion of three bones. One is the iliac bone, that is the ilium. Second one is called as the pubic bone. Third one is called as the ischemic bone. These three bones formation of the pelvic girdle. So pelvic girdle contain the cavity called acetabulum. This acetabulum helps in the articulation with the it is a skeletal system of the hind limb. So this is the pelvic girdle, articulation with the skeletal system of hind limb. Pectoral girdle, articulation with the skeletal system of the forelimb. So which is the answer? Both 1 and 2. So move on to the question number 42. The correct sequential order of vertebrae in the vertebral column of human beings. So what are the bones present in the vertebral column? First starting presence of the six. Look at here. First starting the presence of a cervical vertebra. Look at here. Cervical vertebra means present in the neck region. So then thoracic vertebra, then lumbar vertebrae, then sacral, then it is a coccygeal. So what are the first bones? Cervical. Cervical means bones. Which one? Neck region containing the bones. Second one is called as which one? Thoracic region. Where the presence? Yeah, thoracic. Next one is called as the sacral. Then look at here. First cervical vertebrae, then thoracic vertebrae, then it is in a lumbar vertebrae, 5 in number, sacral vertebrae, 5 in number, coccygeal, that is 4 in number. So the correct option is it is in a option number 4. So then move on to the question number 43. Correct function of vertebral column in the human being: protects the spinal cord, support the head region, surface as an attachment of ribs and musculature of back, all of the above. So what are the functions of vertebral column? So here vertebral column, it will perform all the function. First one, look at here. First function, protects the spinal cord. What is spinal cord? Here, look at here. This is called as the brain. Brain is protected by the 8 number of the bones, that is called as it is in a cranium. Hence cranium is commonly known as the it is in a brain box or a bony box. This protection to the it is in a brain. So on the ventral surface of the cranium, presence of a small aperture called as the foramen magnum. Foramen magnum. This foramen magnum is a aperture present on the ventral surface of the cranium through which the brain comes outside in the form of a spinal cord. The extended portion of the brain is called as the spinal cord. So cranium gives rise to protection for the brain. Here the vertebral column or a backbone which gives rise to the protection for the, it is a spinal vision, spinal cord. So vertebral column which gives rise to the protection. So first option is correct, protects the spinal cord. Second option, support the head region. How they support? Look at here. On the last bone, that is called as the, it is an occipital bone. Here the occipital bone means the last bone of the cranium, that is called as the occipital bone. The occipital bone which produces a elevated structure is called as the occipital condyle. What is the name? Occipital condyle. This occipital condyle which articulation with the first bone present in the vertebral column. What is the first bone? That is called as the, it is an axis bone. Axis bone is the first bone of the vertebral column that is present in the neck region. Hence, it will supports to the cranium. So, second option is also correct. Third option, surface as an attachment for the ribs and musculature of the backbone. So, it will provide the surface area for attachment of the ribs on the posterior region. That means backside, it is a ribs are attached to the vertebral column. So, fourth option is all of the above. So, hence the correct option is the fourth statement. Then move on to the question number 44. Ribs that attaches to the thoracic vertebrae and ventrally connected to the sternum with the help of a hyaline cartilage are called as true ribs, false ribs, floating ribs, then rib cage. So, the ribs attaches is, it is a true ribs. True ribs. So how many ribs are present? So totally 12 pairs of the ribs are present. These are attaches to the, look at here. Here ribs are classified based on attachment to the sternum. I am drawing roughly. So this is the sternum. Here sternum is differentiated in three parts. This is called as the, it is a manubrium. This is called as the angle of Lewis. This is called as the body region. This is called as the xiphoid processes. Xiphoid processes. So here one pair of the bones attaches to the manubrium. The another pair of bones are attached to the angle of Lewis. So remaining up to the fifth to the seventh pair attaches to the 5, 6, 7. That means 3 pairs of the bones are attached to the body region. So these bones are is directly attaches to the sternum with a piece of articulated cartilage. Articulated cartilage. So this is called as the, it is the true ribs. So then 8th, 9th and 10th pairs of the ribs which are attached to the xiphoid processes with the help of a, it is an hyaline cartilage, that is called as the false ribs. Why they call it as false ribs? Because of with the help of a cartilage, sorry, not for hyaline cartilage, this is called as the costal cartilage. With the help of a costal cartilage attaches to the, which one? Xiphoid processes. What are the pair? 8th, 9th and the 10th pair. Hence this is called as the false ribs. So 11th and the 12th pair of the ribs are not attached to the sternum, which is attached to the 11th bone attaches to the 10th rib. The 12th rib is attached to the 11th rib. Hence they are called, it is the floating ribs. Floating ribs. Ribs are classified into the 3 types. One is called as the true ribs. 1 to the 7th pair is called as the true ribs. 8th, 9th and 10th is called as the false ribs because of attaches to the sternum with the help of a costal cartilage. 11th and 12th pair is called as it is the floating ribs. These are the ribs. So here the question is, what is the question? Ribs are attached to the thoracic vertebrae and ventrally connected to the sternum with the help of a hyaline cartilage. That is called as it is the true ribs. Actually, this is called as the hyaline cartilage. They call it as the it is the articulation of cartilage, articulated cartilage. They call it as articulated cartilage. In false ribs means which type of the cartilage is present? That is called as the costal cartilage, 8th, 9th and 10th pair. So the floating ribs are which one? 11th and the 12th pair. So which is the answer? That is called as the true ribs. So neural canal is solid portion of the vertebrae through which the neural canal passes, hollow portion of the vertebrae through which the neural canal passes, both 1 and 2, none of the above. So here the canal present inside the vertebral column, they call it as it is a hollow portion of the vertebrae through which the neural canal it is passes. Look at here. If you consider this is called as the vertebral column. If you observe the side view of the vertebral column means this is called as it is the first bone present in the neck region. This first bone is present like this. That is called as the axis bone. Ring, they call it as it is a ring bone because of it is presence of a ring shape. This is the first bone present in the neck region. So here this canal is present in the backbones like this. Such a canal is called as it is a neural canal through which spinal cord runs from the anterior region to the posterior region. Here the spinal canal through which enter of the spinal cord. If you take the spinal cord into a transfer section, in the spinal cord centrally presence of a canal that is called as the spinal canal. Inside the spinal canal presence of a CSF fluid, cerebrospinal fluid. Clear? This is called as the neural canal through which the spinal cord which enters inside the vertebral column. This is called as the which type of canal? That is called as the spinal canal which present inside the spinal cord. It containing of a CSF fluid. So next one, question number 46. Rib cage is formed by thoracic vertebrae, ribs, sternum, all of these. So the answer is all of these because of the posterior presence of a thoracic vertebrae, anterior presence of a sternum, ribs formation of the lateral side. So 12 pairs, total 24 number of the ribs are present. So these all helps in the formation of the rib cage, gives rise to protection for the it is the lungs and even in the heart. Okay. So in next video that we continue with the question number 47. Okay.